Welcome back, Overwatch fans, to another amazing night.
We have a fantastic match tonight, no question about it.
Oh my god, yes!
Put the barrage! Make sure they can't even follow up afterwards.
And Wash is down 2 in this fight thus far. Make that 3, make that 4 right now here. They
Those who find the picks will save the fights, and they don't really need to save what they've already won.
Andre gets 3 with the Primal Rage.
Experience tranquility.
Good evening, everyone. Happy Tuesday night, and welcome back to Tranquility here. We're in Week 5 in the Harmony tier tonight, as we will be seeing the 2-2 Chinchillas taking on the 3-1 squad of the EX-Kusanagi. My name is Dextron. I am joined by Mick Missile tonight, man. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good. Looking forward to this match, especially with these two teams having such dignified logos and quite also dignified scores as well.
Yeah, I mean, both these teams sitting in good standing right now. Chinchillas 500 on the season. The EX-Kusanagi team sitting 3-1, so 7,500 or 750 when you look at it percentage-wise. So these are two good teams right now. But just looking at the stats a little bit beforehand, or just their SRs, and me and you notice right away that there's a little bit of a difference when you look at these two when you compare them against each other.
SR comes all down to each and every number when you're in, especially in around that kind of plat gold rank. Having 150 SR difference is going to be, you're going to see it from time to time probably throughout this match, but 150 SR difference is also a weekend climb for some people. It could be someone's breakfast for some, so it could be a winnable match for the Chinchillas.
Yeah, 150 SR is basically my average loss whenever I played comp most of the times. But we do know our first map. We'll be heading into essentially the best warm-up map in Overwatch, Lijiang Tower.
That's true. Lijiang Tower, a fantastic starter match. It's a mini King's Row to me. My favorite I love all the city maps, especially at nighttime. So it's gonna be crazy seeing these go head to head, especially on I forgot the name for it, but that middle map with all the octagon in the middle, because going around the lake around, getting off the boops. Yeah, garden, yeah, the boops, and also especially probably the Symmetras we're gonna be seeing.
Yeah, we'll probably see some come out here, especially if we have controls. Actually, no, we can see Symmetra come out on every map. Honestly, just quick access to the point or to an area where you want to have a team fight is normally what you're going to see come out of these team fights here to start. And we're, like you said, we'll probably see a Symmetra here. We are on, I believe this is control center first, and we already see each squad coming out here with a Symmetra.
Looks like they're actually basically mirroring each other as well. This is going to be interesting. Orion, I love to see Orion on Lijiang, especially when you got the Lucio, and that Baptiste is the immortality fields for the Junkrats are going to be crazy.
Yeah, honestly, it's going to be absolutely insane. Honestly, it's up a lot for these DPS right now.
The ultimate.
Yeah, it's going to be these DPS are going to have to do a lot here at the start just to try to get rid of each of the Reinhardt shields right now. But the supports are also going to have to do a lot of work here just to keep their team alive. We already see the Kusanagi team here just putting on the pressure to the Chinchillas right now. But the Chinchillas are staying really well alive in this team fight right now. The Immortality Field comes out, but Silent is able to find Snap here first. That might give this Kusanagi team here the advantage. Down goes their Immortality Field as well, but their Reinhardt has been able to do a really good job keeping their shield up. However, it is getting melted away by that Symmetra there, Duality. Silent, though, picks up 2 straight kills, and SS Forever there, SSS Forever, they're able to just pick up a couple more, and EX-Kusanagi here able to pick up the first point.
That was down to micro movements, microdynamics, because the first fight, Chinchillas actually got out Crimson's Immortality Field and got that out early, but then later on, Kusanagi ended up still getting a pick even after being pressured, so really taking the advantage of what they could do, and Crimson already has a window.
Yeah, window blood coming through. Probably not the smartest decision. Already down the Reinhardt now are the Chinchillas, but they are able to get Forever out of the back. Here comes a tire, though. It finds nothing. However, Mikey Poo and Crimson able to just continue picking up kill after kill here. Dratsu, though, able to find one, but that's really all that they got there out of that team fight for the Chinchillas. EX-Kusanagi, though, doing a good job. By the next time the Chinchillas really want to get back into a team fight, they'll already be above 50%.
Talon is laying on the pressure right now with a fantastic Symmetra TP from Duati right there. They can get Kusanagi can gain even more space because they know that they got to play around the ultimates that Chinchilla no doubt is coming up on. Duati has that barrier though, and they're coming up on tank ult, so this is gonna be pretty intense.
Yeah, but here's a huge shatter coming out from Mikey Poo. It finds 3. SS Forever already takes care of 2 members of the Chinchillas. Down goes Rosie, and it's not looking good for the Chinchillas right now. Silent finds Konzors there, and Dratsu falls with a lot of help there from a lot of members of the EX-Kusanagi team. And now we're up to 80%. The Chinchillas do have a lot of ultimates at their disposal here, but so does Kusanagi.
That TP was a deadly rotate from Kusanagi, and now both teams are coming up on 5 ults, coming up on 90% of this match. This is a heater.
Yeah, that teleport is going to be able to get the Kusanagi team out of here. And like you said, 5 ults ready for each team. Damage comes out for Kusanagi. Tire comes out from the Chinchilla side. Doesn't find anything. Bomb comes out. Doesn't find anything from X-Kusanagi. But the Tire from Silent is absolutely huge. It finds 3, and that might just do it here on this first point. X-Kusanagi will take the first point, capping it off with a team kill.
Silent's got to change his name to Loud, because that was not subtle whatsoever. He was in the top right every single time, every single fight, every single rotate. Really making use of that Sim TP, trying to make Chinchillas really force them all as a team at once, not trying to let anyone like get loose, get behind, really getting down on what Pinkberry could really, how to really maneuver the rest of his team. And you can see that both teams switching over into this next map, they're going to be switching to something a little bit more mobile. Chinchillas looks like they're actually going to be both mirroring each other once again. This oh, okay. Even the Sombra as well.
Yeah, Dratsu was the last remaining member there who was going to try to stick on the Sim, which I would have honestly been fine with trying to get that team TP'd onto point, then swapping off to the Sombra, but it looks like they want to just go with the Sombra here start. And like you said, straight mirror match. And Pinkberry with the ultimate mistake here early, falling off the map with no help from anyone else.
That was that was unfortunate, but they are going to be getting a pick in return. They're going to make it even, and they're going to go straight onto that point, trying to get the control that they did not have last map right away.
Yeah, really good pick coming out from the Chinchillas. Able to get rid of the Lucio for Kusanagi there with Supreme Fudge. Mikey Poo gets hacked though, and a nice kill coming out from the Chinchillas. They should, or they have a great advantage here on this point team fight right now. Already 2 members down. They booped a 3rd one off the map. Duality, it will say they fell off there, but SSS Forever there really helped them fall into that pit.
I was talking about it before, the boops and stuff, but it looks people are just being attracted to it, so that's one way to go about winning a team fight. But Connor is coming up on a Coalescence already. Is going to be pretty crucial in this upcoming fight.
I mean, same could be said for Crimson. They both have him ready here. I imagine we might be waiting to see possibly a ult to pair him up with, but no, we see Crimson and Connors pop him off right away. Pinkberry falls at the start of it, and we can see Connors get hacked. Crimson takes care of 2. Duality picks up 2 right after that. Already 2/3 of this Chinchilla squad down. Make it 5-6 of them down right there as Dratsu falls. Only live member, I believe, was the diva there of Rosie.
Konzors and Crimson both had Cole there, and Crimson using it as soon as possible, well, faster than Konzors at least. Really, you can see the impact that had for the rest of the team of Kusanagi, coming up on several ultimates upon winning that team fight. Looks like Chinchillas, Sombra trying to build up an EMP. They might try and start an attack using EMP, so...
Yeah, I would not be surprised by that, but we do see Duality does have that Death Blossom ready to go. He did teleport into that backline. He is popping it off right now. It finds Pinkberry. Mikey Poo out there, back there as well, helps him find 1, finds 2 there after all. Dratsu also popped their EMP in that fight. Mikey Poo will fall there because of Bluth, the cooler. They're able to take care of them. But EX-Kusanagi is doing a really good job right now, just keeping control at this point, even with losing some members.
No, that was fantastic. The way they play around Chinchilla's ultimates are fantastic. They use ults before, they go in before, they spread out, they split up their team into a dive upon realizing that Dratsu had that EMP, made it not as effective, and then the rest of Kusanagi could really sandwich in on each other. And now they have that EMP, they have that beat, and Chinchillas are going to be coming up on a couple ultimates. Looks like they're going to be trying to go for that rotate play once again, but Kusanagi having that point advantage is going to be an interesting fight.
Yeah, but it all really comes down to this EMP, in my opinion, here from Silent. If they can land a big EMP here, it can really cancel out anything. If they pop it, it lands 3, but the beat comes out from Pinkberry. Rosie's bomb's also able to come out as well. Supreme Fudge and Mikey Poo here fall early in the team fight. And this is Chinchilla's best chance to retake the point here since their first take of the point. But the Coalescence is popped by Connors and he gets hacked out of it for the second straight time. However, it won't matter in the end. They still won the team fight and will retake the point.
Very well played from Chinchillas. The silent CMP was ginormous. It may have only hit 3, but that really split up the team. But Chinchillas made a really proactive play against it. They had that beat. They had the defensive counters to take advantage of the fight, and they did. They ended up taking the point. Now Dratsu coming up on an EMP to continue their defense.
Yeah, but we see EX-Kusanagi's Crimson here pop their own Coalescence, but nothing really going for them. However, Forever's bomb keeps them in this engagement. Duality finds Pink Barry after that and Dratsu, and they might be able to turn this fight around for them. They find Blue the color out as well, and they're going to get Rosie out of their mech here and just get rid of them so they're not really going to stagger here. But honestly, I don't know if there's anybody from the Chinchillas that can't get back, and the Lucio and the Moira just able to get back, but they fall incredibly fast after that. Snap falls as well, and that might be it. But every time I say that, someone keeps coming back. This time it's Blue the color. Dratsu's trying to get back on the Tracer. Rosie's back on the Diva, but however, how long can they really stay alive? We're gonna probably see the Lucio come back, but looks like Supreme Fudge is gonna try to play some defense here. Connors, though, able to get back. Dratsu is still around the point on that Tracer, able to touch point, but dies, and we're not able to see another Chinchilla member get back there fast enough, as EX-Kusanagi will take the first map here.
At least 10 people fell off the map. That was that was a glorious showdown in my eyes. Oh my gosh. And Silent on that first round, unbelievable. This guy was picking up kills left and right. We get to see a nice little replay of it as well. But overall, both of these teams making quite the mirror plays, really, and it really came down to who took advantage of what they could really realize at first. The EMPs, the coalescences when they both had them at the same time. Again, Kusanagi making use of their ultimates first, and that really hurt the Chinchillas in these matchup. Even if they had the point first, it looks like Kusanagi are taking this match to the level of player to player.
And yeah, you're talking about ult usage here and how Kusanagi was able to get ults and use them a lot faster than what Chinchillas did. I think the best case in point in that scenario here is what we saw on the first point of Control Center. Chinchillas had 5 ultimates, or 4 ultimates going into a team fight where Kusanagi really only had 2 ready to go. And they held on them, not really using any of them. Actually, I believe it was a nice shatter from Mikey Poo that basically stopped the Chinchillas from doing anything there. But by the time they came back to that next team fight, it was essentially last fight territory. And it was essentially use all your ults now, or else you're just going to hold on to them.
Kusanagi are really good at momentum, it seems, and really playing around it, defending it, and making it go farther. Chinchillas, but both teams really did held quite the mirror matchup. I was almost like just entranced by everybody playing on the screen. It was really just an art form, but Chinchillas, I think they'll be able to take this to the next level as well. I think just that first map might have just been a case of first round shenanigans, is what I've said in my comp games. Talking about control points especially, but oh man,
yeah,
this is looking to be a match.
Yeah, EX-Kusanagi here though takes that first map, gives them a little bit of momentum here going into the next map. We do know what the next map is going to be. The Chinchillas are deciding to bring us to the Temple of Anubis here.
Temple of Anubis. Oh man, this is the first map I ever saw in Overwatch. I know it like the back of my hand, quite literally. And it's exciting. You can see all ranges of different skills of players on this map. Everyone makes it entertaining in their own way, and it's fun to see because of how, like, oh, you get 2 CP, it's gonna be bad, but Temple of Anubis can be pretty exciting for especially the defense. Some may say this is a more defense kind of favored map. Maybe that's the point in all 2 CP, but this one especially on that first point because of those sheer cliff sizes of those high grounds. It's going to be interesting to see the teams how they play their tank lineups, because we saw them both play a more divey kind of setup and also the Reinhardt kind of setup. So I'm not sure what they'll be playing.
I mean, you can see a lot of different tank lineups come out on Temple of Anubis. I have seen Orisa Sigmas, I've seen Winston Balls, I've seen Diva and Hog. Like, you can have lots of different tank lineups come out here and absolutely make it work if you just play around them smartly.
Oh yeah, no, that's a really good point because Orisa especially has been something that I remember seeing again. The Shanghai and Dynasty, Shanghai playing the Orisa on a defense was again something more of like Orisa's a really good character to kind of bait things, kind of tank things, and let all the other teammates play around who dives in on them. And so taking advantage of the opportunities that some heroes present is something that gets pretty complicated in Temple of Anubis specifically.
Yeah, but let's get off the tank line up here for a moment. What do you expect to see DPS wise here? We could see, you know, I've seen pharmacies come out, I've seen Mercy and Echoes come out, but a lot of times maybe you want to go something faster, maybe you go with the Tracer. I've seen sharpshooters like Widowmaker, Hanzo, Cassidy, Ashe come out here. But Junkrat, in my opinion, is actually one of the more popular ones here, especially if the attacking team expects that a team is going to come out with maybe a double shield lineup.
Oh yeah, Hog and Junkrat are what I've seen a lot on Anubis. Seeing a Junkrat specifically, yeah. Any explosives, the characters that take advantage of range, long range damage. So maybe not a lot of Reapers coming out from here. Stuff again, a Far Mercy could be we could be dealing with one of those. This why I was trying to focus on the tank line at first to see how the rest of the team would kind of play out, but I guess if I was Chinchillas look to be a team that are really fancy playing around together really tightly, and their dives kind of collapse in based off of a mistake or someone else being out of position. So they might try and be playing a comp that kind of has that more mobileness while also having a character that can take advantage of that not so mobileness. So maybe like a Widow in the back. Maybe you got some little half dive, half stationary with a Diva as well. Something like a Lucio probably.
Yeah, maybe we'll see that come out on this map, but we should be hopping into it here any moment now. Yeah, so we will get a side swap here. So that does mean the Chinchillas will be attacking here first. Kusanagi here deciding to pick defensive to halt to start first here, which is normally what I would say is probably the smart thing to do. So you know what you have to do when you're attacking.
That's true. It lays out the groundwork. You're the one who lays it out. So let's see the Okay, yeah, it looks like they will be going that Orisa. They'll be going double shield with the Junkrat. Okay, they're playing the long game here. Not only are they running that double shield, but their support lineup is all built around the DPS. They're really trying to make a fortress here for the Chinchillas. It's hard to dive on. It's hard to go head to head with if you can play around the range of that Kusanagi have. But one of the aspects that they don't necessarily have is speed. So Chinchilla's looking to do something a little bit more divey. Both teams playing the Mercy, which I'm a huge fan of. The Mercy is going to be a little bit of crucial here with which players specifically they can help in these times.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised the Chinchillas are actually bringing out the Mercy here on this first point. Because I would normally think you're going to bring out a Mercy if you're going to have a Pharmacy combo, especially on this first point. And like you said, the biggest thing that you're worried about with them is their speed. Lucio to get them through this choke point would be the one thing I would say they would need to do. But we saw right there, Silent is kind of just posted up in the corner, waiting for the Chinchillas to come through. Snap already through that choke point, but waiting for the rest of the team to do something. As Blue the Color here dives onto that high ground, but immediately gets taken out by Mikey Poo and a whole host of the EX-Kusanagi team. They're Silent, able to take care of Dratsu, and whatever Chinchilla wanted to do there on that first attempt did not work out for them, as Rosie will fall there late as well.
Lucio would be a really good idea. With what Chinchillas are trying to do right now, though, it seems with the support lineup, you can't really just throw in your teammates one by one. As you can see, that double bubble setup may last for a little bit, but overall, you've got two supports who are single target. So making these big grand plays with your team kind of all at once seems to be kind of the move here. It looks like they're going to be trying a more coordinated, per se, dive coming up.
Yeah, Dratsu trying to get some damage on that high ground. Again, we see Blue the Color dive in, but immediately gets taken out. Like, I understand they're probably trying to build up the nano there, but they need him to be alive to be able to do that right now. So again, already just
just taking time off the clock right now. Are basically the Chinchillas just doing it to themselves?
2 minutes for 2 dives, and you've got yourself a nano. It looks like Chinchillas are going to try and push in with that. Both teams not really having many ultimates. Both teams just having one support also. This does kind of give Chinchillas the advantage.
Yeah, but here goes the Nano on to Blue the color. He has to pop the Primal Rage here to keep himself alive, but he's definitely trying to get one person here. Rosie, though, able to take out Duality. Connor's there, able to take out one, but it's a huge tire from Silent. He has been, those tires from him have been so key so far this entire series. 3 kills for Silent. The blade, though, is coming out from Dratsu. He finds one. He's looking for more. He's trying to get Crimson, but Crimson able to just maneuver himself around here, but with Silent falling there, there's really no help for Crimson there. He will take out Dratsu, though, but we are starting to see some Kusanagi team, our members, get back into their fight, into this contest here. Duality kills himself, though, on his way back, but the Chinchillas should be able to cap here unless Kusanagi really wants to try to throw some more bodies at this point.
Well, there's that speed aspect again. Looks like a Supreme Fudge actually swapping to... Okay, they're going to switch up their team comp here, coming up with both teams having some ultimates. I think Kusanagi will be able to stop his steamroll, but that was a perfect display in that last defense from the range that and utility that Kusanagi have. You can see even Crimson taking that second high ground for the rest of that defense stall. A really fantastic team play from Kusanagi here. They have not lost this round by any means.
Yeah, and Chinchillas are coming into this next fight here with 2 ultimates that could easily be paired up and do a lot of damage right now if they can get the grab and the pulse bomb here to stick and find some people, though. The Valkyrie coming out from Pinkberry to keep a lot of their team alive. Snap, though, finds one, but we see the visor from Duality find 2 right away, and it's looking for a third. They find a third. Visor is gone now, but Duality still alive and just keeps on shooting. Make that 4 kills for Duality.
Let's go. That was pretty satisfying to see. That play around the window was phenomenal. And again, you can see the utility that that Kusanagi supporter is trying to do. They're not trying to really do anything other than really focus on the individual supports of their team, so that way they can all split up, they can regain. It's really just smart play overall. Chinchillas having this more kind of group up type mess. They've got both of their tank outs for both teams, but Chinchillas have that nano, and I think that's going to be crucial here for this next push. And they might try and put onto the monkey again, try and jump in, but
yeah, but they're trying to get rid of Supreme Fudge. They're able to do that. We see, I believe, the Nano come out. Dratsu finds one. He pops his Dragon Blade. He finds Silence Casting. He's going after a second one here. SS Forever, though, able to take out Rosie with the Rock and Pinkberry, but that's basically it. And now the Chinchillas just trying to get as much as they possibly can on this point before we see the contest come out from them. 2 ticks already going their way. Down goes Supreme Fudge. Dratsu is just absolutely bullying them at the coming out of their own spawn. Silent making the swap over to the Doomfist. Crimson falls as well as this team fight continues to go on. Primal Rage now being popped by Blue the color, and he's just trying to hit anyone off the point now, but we're seeing a lot of damage come in from the Kusanagi team here just to kind of clean up the Chinchillas right now. Snap falls, Blue falls, and that will force a fallback from the Chinchillas, but 82% on that in the bank already for them is really, really good.
Chinchillas don't necessarily have any stuns, so a silent swapping on a Doomfist was as crucial as you could see. We're coming up on 2 minutes. Okay, you can really see the value that Pinkberry is kind of providing with those helping the teammates on the nades as well from Contours, but really helping each team get the most amount of damage that each one can do at these certain moments really helps in Chinchillas finding these kills, really keeping certain people alive to get those kills longer. That's why they've gotten to 82%. Oh.
The damage meter's coming out here from Crimson. He's already able to find a lot of success with it. Down goes Blue. Silent finds one. Crimson finds another one. Mikey Poo picks up a 4th, and the Chinchillas already trying to get out with their lives right now. But we see Connor is not able to escape with it as he was being bullied there by essentially almost the entirety of this EX-Kusanagi team.
Those support outs will do something to you, and that's definitely it. Chinchillas coming up on they're a nano again of their own, and the Snap does have that pulse bomb though. And Kusanagi, the only kind of they have against that is an immortality field. Silent doesn't have that meteor strike, so any dive that he does is going to be kind of leaving him kind of vulnerable to the Chinchillas, especially when Rosie has the bubbles. But looks like they're going to be trying pushing in that left side.
Blue making a late swap here off the Winston to the Reinhardt now. interesting choice from them. I don't know if that was the smartest thing, especially I believe with ult charge and everything. They might not be able to get a shatter here. But we do see 3 ultimates ready for the Chinchillas right now. Here comes the blade from Dratsu. It's already finding success. Down goes 1, 2. He's able to get rid of the immortality field. 2, 3 off the blade from Dratsu. But Silent trying to keep his team alive in this fight. However, more and more people getting picked off here. Silent has to pop that meteor strike there. Doesn't find anyone. And the Chinchillas will finish this map with time.
These two teams are very similar. That was a beautiful late nano, by the way. You know, getting a whole little feed right there. But both of these teams are overall very mirrored. I kind of just thought it was just because both teams were playing mirror last match. But no, overall their styles are very similar. At least what they're capable of. Both teams coming down to really the fine lines of each of their support lineups and what their supports are trying to do for the rest of their team, and how that kind of is spread out with EX-Kusanagi. Everyone's kind of playing around the DPS and kind of the abilities that the DPS have. And a thing I brought up was speed, but on that defense, when they transferred over to that mobility, things that are more so the Chinchillas kind of pace, that fastness. The X-Kusanagi, what they lack, it may be speed, but that's kind of what Chinchillas seems to have. Not only speed in their movement, they didn't have a Lucio, but the speed in their statistic applications of like the damage boosts, the pushing in with the nano boosts as well were really fantastic. They didn't nano their Genji right away. They kind of just waited a second to see kind of who else would need it at that time. And just plays like that, just like having that coolness to them. Just kind of waiting until the ideal moment to take advantage of both teams really getting down to that kind of theme here.
Yeah, but now speaking of the comps that we're seeing now, Kusanagi here coming out with a double bubble to start. Chinchillas though coming out with a tank line that I've seen a couple times on Anubis here, but not necessarily one I would think would be smart here for the defensive side, at least on this first point.
Having that Hanzo is gonna give some value. It is a little bit something, but I think it's more so for kind of helping each other out, or trying to play around that Orisa, because Jatsu he can have the range, Snap has the flash, same as that Brig.
Yeah, but a huge purple coming out there already. 2 kills for the Kusanagi team here, and they're looking for more blue though, able to find 1. However, I feel like a lot of the damage has already been done for this Kusanagi team onto the Chinchillas. They pick up 2 more after that, and I believe this point is going to be closely following up.
I remember like it was yesterday when there was that double bubble attempt attack on the first point. Though Winston trying to jump in every time and just kind of ended up dying. Kusanagi just did that perfectly, and they're coming up on 6 minutes for this attack. That's gonna make Chinchilla swap to a Mei even. But no, and Kusanagi swapping off to a Lucio. It seems they're gonna be just trying to rush they're very head-to-head comp, so it looks like they're really trying to take the fight as soon as possible.
Yeah, the Kusanagi team really wants to try to steamroll the Chinchilla team here right now, especially because they have a lot of ult charts compared to what the Chinchillas have. As they did make some swaps here, Connors is really going to have a huge damage matrix here, but Kusanagi already close to a Nano Blade here, and that might be what they're going to aim for here at the moment, because they know there's really no beat to try to keep this Chinchillas team alive. We're going to see him go around the left side of the point here and fight through this choke point here. We do see Supreme Fudge just kind of jumping up high on that wall, and we are seeing that Nano Blade. Here it comes. Silent. The immortality field comes up. It's huge. Crimson able to find Connors, and Silent finds Snap. And look at that. The Kusanagi team just takes out the Chinchillas here. Rosie trying to do their best. Pinkberry falls. Rosie's going to get demeched here and will shortly fall right after that. And how long will this Kusanagi team be able to hold before we see a contest come out? Honestly, I think we might not even see a contest. We will not. Look at the time difference, 4 minutes and 43 seconds. The Kusanagi team absolutely putting on a clinic here on Temple of Anubis.
Wow. I mean, Kusanagi, okay, if I said earlier that the Chinchillas have the speed that Kusanagi doesn't, but what Kusanagi has is, I guess, I was going to say power, but tenacity is also, shoot. I forgot the definition of tenacity, but power at least. The power in they really pushed with the benefits that they had. They saw that Chinchillas was running a more cozy setup, something more stable, something that would be pushed over if pushed over at least once. But the team that Chinchillas was running the comp, it was something that would, like, if a fight was lasting longer than at least 5 seconds, people would build up crucial ultimates. You know, you could get the dragons through the point. You could get all these like things happening that would eventually take down the players of Kusanagi. But what Kusanagi did is switch off to a Lucio, push the left side, push with their ultimates as soon as possible. And Chinchillas, you're gonna fall to that on Temple of Anu. That was fantastically played, because it is not often that that second point of Temple Anubis is capped so graciously.
Yeah, but now it's up for the Chinchillas to try to get as much as they can on this first point and possibly even something on the second point. But we saw how they struggled a little bit on this first point, on their first attack here, and we're seeing them come out with a Symmetra here to start. I kind of like the idea here. They're going to try to get a TP up somewhere to try to get the team set up, but Silent! Oh, that could have been huge, but the TP is already on point for the Chinchillas here. We might see him get a tick. Yeah, they're able to get one tick here. Duality, though, able to find Pinkberry, and that might be all the Chinchillas really get right now, unless they're able to kind of flip this fight on their head. Connor's down as well. No supports left for the Chinchillas, and now we're just going to see an easy cleanup here from this Kusanagi team.
That was a fantastic play. Getting that tick was crucial, especially with just that TP. But I believe then pushing into that room was kind of a, I don't want to say mistake, but not necessarily as advantageous, considering Kusanagi running silent on the Junkrat yet again. That guy came up on one ultimate in that one fight.
Yeah, I mean, like, I agree with you there. I don't think it was the smartest thing to go into a room. But look at this tire. It's huge. It finds two. But that might just do it here for this round. As look at that. Silent picks up more. 4 of the 6 members of the Chinchillas falling to the hands of Silent.
I'm glad that they gave Chinchillas a tick, because now at least there's something to fight for. Because after that, I would have just been staring at my keyboard. Silent is the Junkrat's insane. We saw it on that first map, first match, and it's just been continuing ever since. So maybe that's their main. But again, I think that they should change their name to Loud at least. But for this, that was just a really good defense. Taking advantage of, I guess, that Symmetra TP, right? Because you've got all the characters you need to really punish a large group of people coming in that aren't able to, again, focus on one person as soon as possible. Because you can do that with if you've got the power of Kusanagi, because, you know. But both Chinchillas, again, gonna be kind of running what they were running last time, just this time with an Ashe, and it seems like that Mercy Baptiste setup, which is a more fluid composition altogether for a defense, which I think is gonna be pretty good in their game here, actually.
Yeah, but here's the hardest thing for the Chinchillas. 5 minutes 43 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they lost the first point on their first defensive hold in about a minute. So they have to, you know, try to hold it for almost 6 times longer than that at this point. So I'm not saying it's impossible. It is certainly possible. I just don't think the Chinchillas really showed us anything in that first defensive hold that makes me believe a lot in them here.
No, that makes sense, especially with the comp that Kusanagi are running. Even getting Mikey on that ball, that's gonna be a crucial team dismember.
Yeah, and Dratsu already falling early. Chinchilla's already down in the hole a little bit here. We do see him get res, but they lose Rosie because of it. So a soul for a soul there, essentially. But EX-Kusanagi here doing a good job, just kind of forcing the Chinchilla teams back. And it actually looks like they just want to kill the entirety of the Chinchilla team here before they really try to take the point. Silent up on that high ground, trying to get rid of Snap, who does have that pocket there from Pinkberry. But that pocket will not be able to do a lot, especially when you have multiple members of that Kusanagi team on them. 3 members down already, about to be 4 there as Blue gets taken out. Rosie trying to get back, but again, it's basically 5v1 there, and the EX-Kusanagi team will take the second map and put them up 2-0 in the series.
Wow, dude, Kusanagi. I said in the first match that they're a team that really takes it above the objective. That they make the objective basically the enemy team, and they did, dude. In that last fight, they let them get a tick just because they're that powerful. They strolled even past that point in that last attack, just destroying the rest of the team. Really powerful team from especially Silent again with the replay. This guy, but. Overall, yeah, a really DP. I guess that power just kind of happen when you play a more DPS centered comp. Again, with the supports and the tank lineup, I think with Chinchillas, they were waiting for these kind of just for a moment. Once they got into a fight, it was very individually focused. So what I would say for, I guess, what they're trying to do is for getting everyone kind of used to, once they're in an open position or once they're in an advantage to take advantage of someone, if they're not already doing that, then the rest of the team has to just keep doing stuff. So that may be really hard to explain, but overall they're a very good team at diving. Just
Yeah, I mean, I'll agree with everything you're saying. I believe the Chinchillas have showed us some signs of life in this point. In some signs of life throughout this entire series. They've been able to win team fights. They've been able to, cap point first. They full completed Anubis on their offensive attack, but it just seems like this EX-Kusanagi team here, while they lose these individual team fights, it basically takes a lot out of the Chinchillas to win these team fights. While Kusanagi doesn't necessarily need to use ultimates a lot to win team fights. However, I'm saying that, and we've seen 2 play of the games come off with tires from Silent, essentially ending a team fight before they really even started.
oh yeah, no, that was well put. Chinchillas.
Yeah.
I guess yeah. Kusanagi is a fantastic team.
Yeah, Kusanagi's been great so far. The Chinchillas need to step it up, but they will have a moment here to kind of regroup themselves and try and make these changes, as we are going to take a break, because that is the end of the second map, and we're going to take a short break here for halftime.
All right, welcome back, everyone, from that halftime break. Just a reminder, EX-Kusanagi is currently up on the Chinchilla squad 2-0 after those first two maps. McMissile, what are your biggest takeaways from those first two maps from both teams?
Well, Kusanagi making themselves clear to be a pretty a strong team, no doubt. But Chinchilla is proving to also be a team that is really good at really they're chasing down the wolf, essentially, is what it seems to be. Really seeing any tracks that the Kusanagi may leave in this. Well, I was gonna try and make a map reference, but we do not know which map we're playing on yet. But overall, really like I like seeing these teams go head to head because again, I said they were really mirrored. It's just fun to see.
Well, I'm going to give you a hint. The next map is a hybrid map, so just take a random guess of all the hybrid maps in the game.
Volskaya? No. Hey, maybe Overwatch 2. Oh, maybe Overwatch 2. You never know.
Hybrid maps, not 2TP.
I hope to goodness gracious that it is King's Row, my favorite map in Overwatch.
It's King's Row.
Let's go.
Oh god, we're falling apart here. But you know, King's Row, Scrim's Row, brawl heavy map, brawl centric map. From these two teams so far, and from what we've seen when these teams play something of a brawl or maybe brawl entirely, who do you think has that advantage?
The last time these teams played a good head-to-head brawl was, I believe, in Lijiang when they were running the Rhine Diva. I think it was on the first map. Silent took away a lot of the focus away from a lot of the other team members, but I think both teams were pretty actually balanced on that map. It was just a case of who got to the point first, because both teams were running that Symmetra. But with King's Row, the way that the map is, anyone really has the advantage to take the point at any time. So it's gonna be exciting to see these two teams probably go Ryan head to head. It's gonna be exciting to see what support lineups as well, because I think the supports, in addition to the Reinhardt, make at least half of the kind of map that King's Row is gonna turn out to be.
Yeah, you always talk about tanks, especially on King's Row on the defensive side, being a key, very, very key. But honestly, you bring up a really good point that I really, truly do believe that the supports play a much bigger role than the tanks and the DPS on this map. Just keeping their team alive, mostly because, like this map is a very brawl-centric map. It's gonna be a lot of scrappy, in-your-face kind of team fights on this map. You're not gonna be far away, so you're seeing right now both sides come out with supports that, you know, like to play up close but can also play at a distance. Connor's coming out with that BAP, Supreme Fudge coming out with a Zen. A little bit of an interesting pick, but I imagine it might just be a tease.
Well, you said you're talking about scrappy fights. Both of these teams ran a lot of Mercy Ana, lots of main kind of supports. So both teams switching off to a Lucio Baptiste. Given that the skill that they've already precedented with these other matches, this is going to be more than scrappy, my friend.
Yeah, but we got a little bit of a peek at the teams there before we went to this pause, because I believe one of the tanks for the Chinchillas DC'd there. But it looks like from EX-Kusanagi here, at least they're showing us right now that they're going to be coming out with Diva Rhine, Reaper, Widowmaker, BAP, and Zen.
That's very Kusanagi. Kusanagi again playing around their DPS mostly, so DPS that can brawl on point while also having one in the backlines to look over everybody, kind of acting as a third support in a way. And the support that they're running is the Baptiste to help again with that giant immortality and the giant, especially the window. But also running the Zenyatta is going to be really big here. Getting those discords onto the targets that Reaper's diving, getting those discords onto the enemy Reinhardt. It's going to be Kusanagi again playing to their theme here. But Chinchillas look to be running probably a Ryan Diva, but also the Mei, Cassidy, Baptiste, Lucio. What do you say about Mei on King's Row?
I mean, May's like, if you ask me, this first point of King's Row, Mei was essentially made for it. You can wall off that choke point, you can freeze off, you can wall off the choke point, try to get one person through it, or just wall off a couple members away from their team, and it just makes it incredibly hard, especially with an Overwatch 1 here, with still being able to freeze the players. It's still a huge thing here. That's why Mei is so very popular on this map, especially in this meta.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you said about just in Overwatch 1. Overwatch 2 coming out soon. We may not even see Mei being as meta as I guess in King's Row. So, uh, really trying to savor every second. And Chinchillas looking to put up quite the defense for this oncoming Kusanagi.
Yeah, it looks like Silent's gonna try to pop a headshot here. Maybe not, and then swap off. Actually, look, we already see a swap off come right back out. Silent going over to that Genji now, but the ice wall did come up there from Dratsu. Just no real kills coming out there from just Chinchilla's side, and we're starting to see EX-Kusanagi here get through. Another ice wall comes up, really only stops the Lucio there, but the Lucio can, you know, wall ride his way out of any danger. And now some members of the Kusanagi team in the backline just starting to lay some damage down onto the Chinchilla's side. And we do see Maikapu there get stunned out of something. And there goes 1, 2 of the Chinchilla side already. This is not looking good for them here. Duality making that teleport into the backline there as Maikapu and Silent take care of 2 more there. And just, it's essentially just Kusanagi here, just cleaning up the point.
Really well played though from Chinchillas, able to stall that for a minute. Coming up on at least 3 ultimates for this next fight to try and compete with Kusanagi's kind of basically 4. But that's kind of what you're going to get running a Genji and a Reaper, able to kind of play around the Mei in a way, right? You've got the Immortality. Oh, that's a little bit of a rough stagger, but you do have this window and High Noon kind of combo for this next fight. Oh,
look at this already. We're seeing the aggression come out of this Kusanagi side. I believe that Shatter caught 2, already able to get rid of Blue, the color there. Maikapu kind of in an awkward spot there between the ice wall and the wall of that pub. Snap, though, able to take care of Supreme Fudge. That's the first member of this Kusanagi team that has fallen in this map so far right now. And we almost see Maikapu get taken down there, but able to get a lot of help from their supports to keep him alive. And they're going to probably fall back a little bit now and regroup on this cart or around the cart here just to push as far as they can.
hopefully not too much because Jatsu has this Blizzard.
He did use it. It does catch 2 in it, both tanks. Forever is going to get demech'd here. Maikapu, though, able to take care of Blue. Bomb coming out from Rosie. Doesn't find anyone, but the Dragon Blade finds 2, and Maikapu finds 2 as well. Duality using his Death Blossom. They're sort of a wasted ultimate, but this Kusanagi squad absolutely cleaning up the Chinchillas there. And now they'll have a lot of time here to push this card up. And actually, it looks like they're going to be a little bit aggressive here as the Chinchillas come back out.
Oh yeah, Chinchillas. I did not think expected such a alt affiliated counterattack from Kusanagi. They kept their beat. They kept most of their critical ultimates, so they could at least have time to recontest this cart before it reaches the end. Knowing Kusanagi are down a couple ultimates as well.
Duality in that backline trying to get rid of that High Noon, and he does a good enough job there distracting Snap, forcing the High Noon onto him, and Snap falls from that bomb, but Blue the Color starting to pick up some kills there, make it 2 straight for him. Rosie able to take care of Maikapu, and this is the first real sign of life from the Chinchilla side on King's Row.
That's beautiful. Still gonna keep to their comp here. On this side of the map particularly, you've got those 2 key high grounds. You can see Rosie just fly up on it. Not only are those high grounds useful for the Diva to play around, but they're also useful for Kusanagi to play around as well. And that gives Chinchilla some advantages and disadvantages, but what Chinchillas still have before the Kusanagi is control.
Yeah, Kusanagi, though, does have this Shatter, and it can be huge here. Dratsu was close to that Blizzard, so that was really the only ultimate that I was going to be scared for there for the Kusanagi squad. Here comes the Shatter. It finds all 5 members, and this is going to be deadly and huge. It already is 2, 3 down of this Chinchilla squad. Rosie falls as well. Connor is the only one left alive, but he's going to get taken out by Silent, and that will be 2nd point going over to this ex-Kusanagi team.
Oof, that first pick on a Dratsu was crucial, but then wow, just a follow up from Blue was phenomenal. Chinchillas has this window. They have this Blizzard. They're not out of this fight, especially when Kusanagi does not have a beat yet, or to say really an ultimate right now. So Chinchillas just looking to find a little opening here.
Yeah, and again, though, Duality able to be on this high ground, actually raining a lot of damage from above. Dratsu, though, able to find Supreme Fudge there. Dratsu, though, loses his own life there, as well as SS Forever able to come back and get some revenge there. Nice charge coming out here from Blue the Color. Snap finds Crimson, and Blue the Color actually can be able to escape there with his life. Duality, though, does have this Death Blossom ready to go, but the kills are going the way of the Chinchillas right now. SSS Forever will fall off the map, so will Rosie to get back in their mechs as fast as they can. Duality, though, still just kind of sitting on that high ground, I believe.
Divas together, Diva. Sorry, Divas together. Sorry.
Yeah, Drathy was up there to get him off that high ground, but look at the ultimates. 5 ready for Kusanagi coming into this engagement. 3 ready for Chinchillas. Here comes the Blizzard. It has to be huge. They're going to be able to get the Ryan in there, but the beat and the immortality field come out to keep him alive. Shatter comes out from Mike, who does not find anyone this time, but Snap falls off the map right there. Blue the Color also falls as well, so stuff already starting to look bad for the Chinchillas at the moment. And Kusanagi has only used really the beat and the Shatter so far. Rosie, and I believe I saw Pinkberry get booped off the map there. Duality finds Dratsu, and they're still holding on to all these ultimates here. They are really looking to end this map here and now.
Oof. And that little trade's going to be crucial, but Rose coming in with the Diva Bomb, trying to make some plays, but all these ultimates coming out at once, it just comes down to a little domino effect here, and the Kusanagi looks like they flipped the first one.
Yeah, Rosie able to find 1 with their own bomb. SSS forever though saying anything you can do, I can do better. Finding 2 with their bomb there, and pretty much wrapping up that that attacking side there for the EX-Kusanagi team. 2 minutes 18 seconds in that time bank, a pretty healthy time bank. Now it's just up to the for the Chinchillas just to full cap the map. It doesn't matter if it's with time or without it. They just need to basically match what EX-Kusanagi did.
And that's going to be, well, they finished with kind of an average time, but you can see that last fight. That was really just some prowess coming around from both sides. Really came down to, overall, throughout the entire map, in the second half specifically, losing that first fight is going to be pretty crucial. And some teams, like Kusanagi, did push out all the way. They tried to do that classic strat of just taking the rest of second point to the face of the choke, and you can't really let anyone touch the payload. But Chinchillas made themselves, they gave themselves opportunities, and they took advantage of them. You could see that come into play really strongly during that first initial hold of that second point when they came back, and also during that third point as well, toward the beginning especially. They traded ultimates just fine. They played it to their strengths, and they, importantly, the kind of speed that I was talking about earlier, I could kind of start to see how that reflects into how they play, because they're not only fast on the diving at the targets or playing around other targets, they're mostly fast against playing around themselves.
Yeah, and they were cheesing the Bastion there for a second. The Chinchillas were smartly swapping off. Oh, but we do see a couple members of the Chinchilla squad there get kind of walled off there, but they're able to keep their lives, except all for Blue the Color there. And now Dratsu in a really, really bad spot as well. Tries to get the wall up to save themselves here. Connors actually falls in this engagement as well. And I believe this Kusanagi team could really just stay in front of this choke point here and kind of just say to the Chinchilla squad, like, hey, if you want to get through this point, you're going to have to at least win a team fight.
It's going to be rough fighting that Mei on that attack, but you do have that Mei on the defense, the attack as well, so...
Yeah, and we see Silent here just holding on to this ice wall, waiting for one unlucky member to walk through, and Blue the Color just baits it out perfectly right there. The ice wall comes up for the Chinchillas, and they're able to find actually snap falls from that. And again, it's just not necessarily going their way so far. And now we're starting to see them get bullied into the lobby of the theater right there. Blue the Color falls. Dratsu, Connors, they both fall as well. Rosie and the remaining members of Chinchillas are trying to get back into their spawn point so they can at least stay alive.
This is a hard match to do, because both teams having a Mei and both having Lucios that are really, really well at playing with the entire team. The positionings for each team gets down to practically the millisecond, but both teams coming up on several crucial ultimates here.
Yeah, damage mix coming out here from Connors. Gonna really force, but a nice shatter from Mikey Poo finds 3. He's able to take care of Connors. Blue the Color, though, able to finally take some member of the Kusanagi team out. Silence gone. Here comes the bomb from Forever. Doesn't find anyone, but the Kusanagi team doesn't need explosives this round. They continue to just wipe through the Chinchillas.
Mikey Poo even doing a little airplane victory dance. Super Eating Fudge going all the way to spawn. Oh my goodness gracious, they're clicking the pedal and they got that stagger. But they're already going to be a little overextended here. Chinchilla's thinking about whether they wait for their teammate or to just push in. Looks like they're going to wait for him. They've got 4 ultimates. And not only do they have 4 ultimates, Kusanagi do not have Supreme Fudge's beat. Jatsu has that Blizzard, so...
Rosie's bomb, that had to be a mistake. I imagine they wanted to go over the wall, but they weren't able to get it over the wall somehow. Duality sitting on this high ground. Blizzard comes out. I imagine we're about to see this Death Blossom come out as well. Crimson, though, picking up the slack here. He might be a support, but he is absolutely doing a lot of damage there. Supreme Fudge, again, I could say the same thing. A kill for him. And Crimson, he is a DPS main right now. It just cosplaying as a support at the moment.
This is where I would type nice spawn. Maybe give it a rating. I'd say 10 out of 10 because I love this map. But Chinchillas still. Oh man,
no.
I don't think they
Duality.
see this blossom coming.
Duality, don't do it to them. Please
That'd be
don't
so
do it.
menacing.
Actually, no, do it to them.
Oh, they're running away.
They're running through. I don't know. I don't think they know that he's up there because he's been pretty quiet. But this is the first time we've seen the Chinchillas really get through the choke point here without immediately dying at the moment. And Snap able to find Supreme Fudge, so they're already having something go in their favor. But Duality is here. He's popping his Death Blossom, but gets flashbanged out of it. Nice play here from the Chinchillas. And this is really their first great showing here on their own offensive side here. But they have a lot to do. Blue goes in, charges, tries to get rid of at least one member, but Mikey Poo smartly charges back into them and get a stun there. Blizzard's ready for Chinchillas. They pop it here. It's gonna catch a couple of catches the tank line and catches Supreme Fudge. And look at that. The kill feed absolutely lighting up in that Chinchillas blue right there as they cap the first point.
I think just for the Chinchillas, the kind of same issue with me, honestly. These two teams going up against each other, it can be really mesmerizing during these team fights, and you can totally just lose track of like what exactly you want to do, or what exactly how you go about it. But Chinchillas, once it was reaching that final timer, I think they really put their minds together because that was a fantastic positional decision going around that far right side. I mean, they didn't even know Duality was just chilling up there, but that was overall a really good push. And then they did that clear wide angle onto the point. That was fantastic. And now they're coming up on Snap's high noon, and they've got some mojo to play with.
Yeah, but they don't really have a lot of ultimates ready to go here. As we see Forever's bomb come out, doesn't find anyone there. Blue the color though will actually fall there. A nice play from Mike who snapped though. It continues just to make sure Silence not having a good time so far. However, that won't necessarily matter here as the rest of his team is there to kind of just give a little payback to Snap. Now we see Pinkberry trying to run away. They're just not able to there. A minute and a half left in their time bank. They're coming up on some ultimates, but Kusanagi also coming up on a lot of ultimates.
That's true, and with both teams having beat, it's going to be coming down to about not only who beats first, but how the team follows up on that beat and what they can do in that short amount of time. Chinchillas having this high noon is going to be a DPS ultimate that Kusanagi have neither, but...
Huge shatter, it finds 4, but we see Mikey Poo get frozen there. However, 2 make that 3 kills, 4, 5 kills going the way of the Chinchillas. Rosie, the only one left alive, probably... Yeah, it looks like they are in their mech, so they do still have that bomb. Only 2 ultimates using that engagement. Snap did pop their high noon, but I believe they got shattered out of it.
Yeah, no, devastating plays from Kusanagi this entire time. Just really powerful performance from mainly, again, the damage that this team outputs. But Chinchilla's coming up on 4 ultimates now, with Kusanagi only having 1. They're just going to rush the card and put in the Diva Bomb.
Bomb comes out, doesn't find anyone. Snap though again finds Duality out. We see a crush trio try to come out from Chinchillas, not able to get one. They're able to freeze up a couple here. They want to make sure they get rid of some. They're able to get rid of Crimson. That's a good one to get rid of, but they lose controls in the process of it. Mikey Poo falls, Snap falls as well. Dratsu trying to get rid of this baby diva as we see the shatter come out from Blue the color, but Silent pops his Dragon Blade and finds 2 right away. Dratsu finally able to take care of SSS Forever there, but I feel like most of the damage has been done there, but they did do a good job of forcing out some ultimates from EX-Kusanagi, but look at that. They already are close to a shatter. Duality already close to another Death Blossom.
Yeah, Pinkberry has that beat, but I don't know about 2 ultimates at once, but we are going to see how it goes. It looks like someone's pressuring the cart already. Looks like Duality's going to back off. Go the high ground.
Yeah, but they get caught out this time. Connor's able to take him down. Swapping over to the Moira there. Bomb coming out from SSS Forever. Doesn't find anyone, but this might lead to a shatter here. It does, and it is huge already. 2, 3, 4 of the Chinchilla side down. And that is that's good enough to end this map. EX-Kusanagi will take the series, but we still have one more map left to play.
That was fantastically played from EX-Kusanagi. Certainly deserved that win. And honestly, Silent in that last moment actually lived up to his name, getting those 2 kills onto the cart. Yeah, I think this is around it, right? Oh man. Like I did not see this little turnaround coming. Oh, they even tried to slam as well. It seems.
He outdashed a Shatter to get those 2 kills right there. Oh man, that has to feel that feels amazing if you're him, horrible if you're the Reinhardt there, because you were mostly trying to go for him, because if you were able to get him there, you pushed that card a lot further. But yeah, EX-Kusanagi will take the series. There is still one more map left to play here tonight. But overall, I mean, EX-Kusanagi has been the better team so far. And like we're looking at this replay here, Crimson gets the kill. I said it last map. He's essentially this entire series been cosplaying a DPS or has been cosplaying a support player in the body of a DPS player.
Oh yeah, these windows were phenomenal. This guy, I don't even believe necessarily that he even uses the heal button. Not only that, but the shatters after shatters from Mikey as well. It's really useful to have as a team. And when you're a Baptiste and you just see a giant slam laid about you, you can just feel free to shoot. And with so many ultimates landing, so many crucial stuns as well, or openings from the Kusanagi being made, you don't really have to heal your teammates too much to accomplish what they're already in a position to do.
Yeah, but you know, one thing I just realized, Silent got the play of the game there again on King's Row. He's been 3 for 3 on play of the games, 2 Junkrats, 1 Genji there. So he's been lighting up with these huge plays so far this entire series. But again, just the entire squad of this EX-Kusanagi team has just been incredible, just all incredible performances so far tonight.
I hope yeah, but before we started, we were asked about which teams we wanted to win. Talked about Chinchillas, talked about Pokemon. With Kusanagi, I ended up just looking at their symbol, and man, I just loved it. And the Kusanagi, I don't even know what the word means, but I am a fan of like sick anime, you know. But so I was like, hey, I'll go for them. But now they're 3-0, and I'm like, I hope I didn't do anything wrong. But no, yeah.
I mean, but we looked at the stats before coming this one. Kusanagi has dropped a series already this season so far. They're 3-1 coming this one. Chinchillas are 2-2. But now Chinchillas fall to 2-3. Kusanagi goes up to 4-1. And this Kusanagi team has been one of the better teams I've seen in the Harmony tier so far of all the games I've cast in it. But we do know what the next map, the next and final map is going to be for these two teams before they take a little bit of a break here. Because there are no games next week, but instead pugs or pub. Yeah, event week next week. But we do know we will be heading to Dorado here to wrap up Overwatch 1 for these two teams.
Oh, is this still? Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah, that. Well, welcome. Happy last season. Holy smokes. I mean, but oh my gosh. Okay, Dorado's a fine map to end the series on. It's a nostalgia trip. It's kind of strolling down memory lane. It feels kind of more villagey to me. You look up at the hill, you see all those buildings. It's very a homey map, but also a map with a ton of high ground, and I'm talking more high ground than what we saw in King's Row. And in the parses where there was those high grounds available, you could see Chinchilla actually take advantage of like not only really getting on top of the high ground, but more so kind of just playing around the fact that it exists. They know probably how to dismantle a high ground, and with all those kind of beliefs, I think that Dorado is a more set map for the Chinchillas going into it.
Yeah, but going into this map here, I wonder if we're going to see anything come out from here from EX-Kusanagi. They know that they've already won the series, already 4-1, going into Overwatch 2 play here in a couple weeks. Do they try to have some fun here, or do you think they take it serious and try to 4-0 Chinchillas?
I mean, one could argue that 4-0ing is a version of fun. So, I mean, it's completely up to them. I mean, at this point, I'm just weighing down this 5-second timer. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, so the Chinchillas will be attacking here first again. And, you know, if Snap stays on this Symmetra here, I would not be surprised, because I have seen a lot of TPs up to the high ground here to try to force a team fight out early.
That's true. Playing on the high ground, going on that far kind of flank side, going on the stairs, and then you gotta get that hallway kind of high ground right onto that base high ground. Really useful for. I mean, it would be very useful for going against the double shield kind of comp that they ran on Anubis. This time duality with the soldier though, and especially having the Zenyatta. It looks like Kusanagi is going to be playing a very punishing comp if you're out in the open. Chinchillas though, looks like they're not planning to do that. Looks like they're going to TP right up to them, kind of.
They're TP. Yeah, no, they're actually TPing onto a high ground, opposite of what I thought they would. But it looks like they were trying to maybe see if there was anyone sitting on the high ground just coming out of their spawn, and there wasn't. But EX-Kusanagi here were already hopping onto their 2 tanks right here, just kind of doing a good job. And we see a nice, I believe that was a jump there from Blue the Color, able to force at least the Sigma there for EX-Kusanagi off the high ground. Dratsu getting incredibly low there. Immortality Field already gone for EX-Kusanagi here. So this could be a good opportunity for the Chinchillas to jump in on them. They don't have an Immortality Field of their own, and that's probably the one thing they're trying to worry about right now. But we see Connors fall early in this one. Blue the Color, not much, he didn't last much longer either. And we're starting to see a lot of the Chinchilla squad try to get back to their spawn. Dratsu actually just jumps off the map. Snap falls there himself. Duality is kind of melting down Rosie there, but Rosie has enough health and mobility that they should be able to jump back or get back to their spawn.
The way that Chinchillas went about that attack was actually pretty good. They set up distance between them and Kusanagi before their next dive, which is what they need because Chinchillas the kind of comp they run. And look, they kind of dive in, they move on. They dive in, they move on. What they tried to do was dive in, and then some stuff started happening. SS Forever was split off, but it looks like they didn't dive in because they knew the support would be too heavy. So the fight ended up lasting longer. And I think with the team comp that Kusanagi have, especially the Silent on Doomfist, it's going to be rough.
Yeah, but it's already bad here for the Chinchillas. They lose Blue early. Down goes Pinkberry and Connors. Silent, though, is out of the picture here for a moment. Her already 3-4 members of the Chinchillas down. It won't necessarily matter. Silent should be able to get back before we see another engagement on this high ground.
Coming up on several ultimates, though, and important ones nonetheless. Not only for Kusanagi do you have the visor and the window, but for Chinchillas you've got the blade and the nano. So it's going to be really interesting who ults first here, and especially if Chinchillas try and take this high ground or just take kind of the opportunities that they can for taking down picks.
Yeah, but here goes the nano on to the Dratsu Dragon Blade. It finds one out here early. Dratsu just swinging around. He finds 3, though, at the end of it. Silent, though, takes care of Connors. Meteor Strike, though, finds one. He finds a follow-up one after that, single-handedly keeping his team in this team fight here for the moment. Actually forcing out the Transcendence here is, I believe that was Supreme Fudge, but it's not able to keep Silent up enough as Snap takes care of them. But they've done a good enough job here to restabilize on this cart after what should have been an easy teamfight win for the Chinchillas after Dratsu was able to pick up 3.
Wow. Silent just causing absolute mayhem once in another map. You said he was 3 for 3 for play of the games. We might see another one in this one, but Chinchilla's not really having the stuns to necessarily deal with him. You've got Pinkberry on the brig, and you do have an out of sleep, but with the amount of shields that Kusanagi have, as well as the high ground here.
Yeah, and they are still holding on to this damage matrix, which I imagine is going to be used here at any moment. Silent getting a little bit hurt there. Pinkberry and some other members of this Chinchilla squad running to the car, trying to get as much as they can on it here, but the visor now coming out from Duality. It finds one. He's starting to damage a lot of other people, but Silent Duality continue to just take people out right now. EX-Kusanagi is just basically being able to get away with whatever they want right now. Silent takes care of Dratsu. Now they're going after Connors. Duality able to take care of them right there. We do see Blue here Primal Rage and just trying to find anyone. They're going after Duality, and I believe that is Pinkberry back on the Lucio, but Blue falls. We see Tracer back for the bomb coming out from Rosie for the Chinchillas. Will it find anyone? It does not. It only finds that Immortality Field. A very prolonged team fight here. A lot of ultimates being used, but we have ticked over into overtime. And EX-Kusanagi here just looking to clean up Dorado right now, but the Chinchillas trying their best. Blue the Color has to stay on this cart for a very, very long time at this moment. We do see Pinkberry come back, but Pinkberry falls before Blue. Blue somehow still alive, but finally gets punched into a wall there, and the Chinchillas will only get about 69 meters on this point before Kusanagi says no.
I was gonna say nice right there, but Holy smokes. Okay, so in that final fight though, if I finally got to put some crucial pieces of the puzzle together. Kusanagi running that more tough team. Really just flat out just they've got the double shield, they've got the soldier doomfist, and they have the supports that are really utilizing what those characters can do. Chinchillas ran that classic dive. And so that there's that fastness from Chinchillas and there's that power from Kusanagi. Now seeing these two teams interact with those two team comps on this map, it looked pretty like Chinchillas knew how they wanted to set up these fights. They know how to retreat from them. They know how to play around each other. But that's kind of after if they get a kill. Once they get a kill, they got to move on to the next character. It seems like Kusanagi was playing in such a way where after a kill happened, after they lost someone, they immediately switched up playing on who to focus playing around for their team to get more damage. And Chinchillas were unable to kind of locate which player that would be at certain times because I know silent's been pretty loud. I'm gonna say it again and again. It's a beautiful irony, but the rest of the players on Kusanagi are phenomenal, specifically the tank line, just doing in tons of damage. And if it's not the tank line, it's duality. If it's not duality, I mean, you've got the cosplayer Crimson. So just some hard math equations for Chinchilla to figure out here. It looks like they're going to be running a more defense with they're going to be running sim on the defense here. Oh, attack, sorry. Yep.
Yeah, let me get rid of a horrible joke. His name might be Silent, but man, is he deadly. Silent actually swapping off Symmetra here after he used the TP to get his team onto that high ground that we saw the Chinchillas get on. Going to a Tracer now instead. Mikey Poo actually just rolled through the backline of the Chinchillas, forcing some of them off that high ground there, and forcing, I believe that's Blue the color there, to dive down and try to get Rosie back up on this high ground. Now Snap is trying to win this Ash duel here with duality, and they're getting a couple good shots in, but however, just not able to kill them just yet, as there is still a team fight breaking out on card. Mikey Poo falls, Blue the color falls as well, but Mikey Poo will be able to get back a lot faster than Blue at the moment. But we starting to see Kusanagi here push this cart. They don't have a long way to go. Remember, it's only 69 meters. Nice, but they're already at 50.
That's true. They're making steady progress, and both teams not really coming up on any ultimates, but Chinchillas does have that 80 to a Dragon Blade. Looks like they're going to be trying to play around, just holding the point, not letting anyone get past a certain kind of offsides. Jatsu going in, really trying to farm this blade, but
But Crimson, perfect timing on that blade, able to take care of him. Pink, you know, that was a questionable play there by Pinkberry, but I guess it was a last-ditch effort. Snap falls as well. The Nano coming though out though on to Blue here. It has to be huge to keep their team in this one, and he has to pop that Primal Rage, but he's not able to. Rosie falls as well. Bomb coming in from SS Forever. Dratsu back with that blade, just swinging around like a little kid with a wiffle ball bat, but that Transcendence from Crimson will not allow him to do absolutely anything, and EX-Kusanagi here will completely sweep the Chinchillas 4-0.
and well deserved. I mean, both teams, even on that last fight, both teams ran an Ash and something more mobile. Kusanagi, especially though, running an Ash with their dive really just makes the final kind of notice in this triumphant song of triumphant harmony of these teams playing. Sound overall, oh my god, beautiful plays. But again, that last fight, EX-Kusanagi running an Ash with the rest of their kind of dive setup that Chinchillas were kind of more so kind of running an Ash really just like again pointed out that like they're a team that takes the objective to the next level. They take the objective to the players, they take it down to the heroes, to where the heroes are on the objective, and that lets them even go. That lets them play around the map in ways that maybe the Chinchillas didn't expect. Maybe they expect like, oh, per se, you dive on a training bot, and that training bot ends up going into the left corner of a room because they need a health pack. Well, if Kusanagi has a health pack called Crimson right next to them, they're probably not gonna go around to a corner. They're just gonna press onwards to another character. So maybe maybe that's some like advice or whatever from Chinchillas, but I think they know pretty well what they're doing overall. A really mirrored matchup.
Yeah, honestly, I agree with you. I feel like the Chinchillas really knew what they were doing. They knew what they wanted to do, but I feel like they just ran into a much bigger opponent here tonight in these EX-Kusanagi team, because it seemed like whatever the Chinchillas threw at them, EX-Kusanagi absolutely knew what to do to completely stop them in their tracks.
Oh yeah, this team, I can go on and on about, oh, you should do this, oh, you should do that. Kusanagi just gave you about like 2.5 libraries of things to learn about, of things to review about. So I think heading into this loss for the Chinchillas, I don't think this is necessarily a loss as much as it's a gain of actually some studious stuff. So I mean, you played with one of the most powerful teams here, it seems.
I mean, you can go back and watch these replays, but in Overwatch 2, which will be the next time these teams play again, will be in Overwatch 2. There's so many minute little differences in there.
Oh, yeah.
Like we won't see Doomfist as a DPS. He's a tank. Flashbangs won't exist anymore. Mei won't freeze. So it's gonna be there's stuff that they can take away. Yeah. Yeah, they lose a tank. They lose a tank going into Overwatch 2. So there's stuff they can take away from it, but there's certain things that you're going to have to say, well, we can't really take this away from this match because the metas were just so different and the gameplay was a little bit different compared to what we're going to get in Overwatch 2.
What I'm doing right now, I'm seeing that Kuroko is a thing. I know it's a character that exists. I don't know anything about what the character does. I saw that Overwatch released the trailer for the new game. I haven't seen anything. I'm trying to keep my head out of Overwatch 2. So I was kind of rambling on about Overwatch is going to continue her. But dude, it's because if I get myself too excited about Overwatch 2, I'll just have to play it now, but I can't play it right now. So
Hey, remember,
yeah, that's a really good point.
You only have about 5 more days to enjoy Overwatch 1 before the server shuts down forever.
Oh, try hard 7.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
man.
that will pretty much do it for us here tonight. EX-Kusanagi on top of Chinchillas 4-0. EX-Kusanagi improves the record to 4-1 on the season. One of probably the best teams in the Harmony tier right now. The Chinchillas, on the other hand, they fall down to below 500 with a 2-3 record. Going in to a little bit of a break. Event week will be next week, where we'll be seeing pubs and a whole bunch of other fun stuff going on. So there will be no games next week for these two teams. Allow them to get their hands on Overwatch 2 a little bit before they restart up the season the following week. So McMissile, anything else you want to say before we go?
Well, now that I was reminded of Overwatch 2 existing so soon, I mean, I think just like more so, I guess maybe not even necessarily reviewing. Like obviously reviewing is helpful, but like viewing it with the kind of perspective that like this game has been out for like 5 years now or whatever. You can kind of look back at all your gameplay, and you can look back at this match as kind of like a testament. Like, when are you gonna get to play that again? You know, like it's so I don't know. It's something. View it with a grain of not salt, maybe something sweet. So, GG.
Grain of sugar.
Yeah,
essentially.
yeah,
But,
yeah.
yeah, but that will do it for us here tonight. I have been Dextron. That was McMissile. Thank you to our producer and our observers, Booth and T. They did a great job tonight. And thank you, everyone, for coming out. Make sure to tune back in tomorrow, as there are more games tomorrow and Thursday here from Trank. And again, thank you all for coming out, and have a good night.
I remember car rides, all fights, conversations, all